All right, people. All right, people. We are about to get started here. Thank you all so much for watching the show. All right. This is the Captain's Quarters show. I am your host, Milliner. All right. I'm bringing you all my honest, straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. But for today, we've got a special type of show. We have a guest who's running for governor of the great state of Alabama. All right. He's on the Democratic ticket. Many of y'all, I think a few of y'all know who this guy is, and I think some others have probably seen the name, but maybe doesn't know the face or haven't really heard him speak. But you will get to hear it today, and is none other than Chad Chig Martin. All right, and without further ado, I'm gonna bring him on here. Y'all be sure to hit that like, share the video, all right, and follow my page. But let me go ahead and bring in Chad Chig Martin.
All right.
All right, there we go. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, let the people know who you are if they don't know you, and the people that do know you, reintroduce yourself.
I'm Chad Chig Martin. I'm from down in southeastern Alabama, Enterprise. And by the way, I am hearing an echo on me. I don't know
You
if we.
are? Okay. Let's see
Yep.
here. It may be it may be the mic because you don't have a headpiece in, do you? Or
No,
earpiece.
I can deal with it.
Okay, because it's not coming through on my end. Hey, if anybody is watching, y'all let me know if y'all hear an echo on myself or on Chad. Let us
Yes.
know. But
So
uh,
I'm
but
from
but yeah, but
down.
go ahead. You say you're from southeastern Alabama.
I'm from down in Enterprise, Alabama. Grew up in the rural areas out by all the peanut fields. So I'm a country boy first and foremost.
I
Um,
heard that.
yeah, I was brought up to a working class family, a mom that finished 10th grade of high school, a dad that finished 12th grade of high school, and that was their education. They worked hard through life and brought me up good. I was able to get a full football scholarship to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga and fortunate to get my education paid for there. And so
Okay.
I became a businessman in Alabama. And a lot of people don't know this, but when I say I started at the bottom, my first job was selling Electrolux vacuum cleaners door to door. So I've worked my way through life to be a small business owner, and I was able to have some success and retired now at 57 years old. Started the first hemp and CBD store in the state, Honeysuckle Hemp Company out of Dothan. I have a business, Thunder Industrial, that we sell maintenance and safety products to the aerospace industry. And
Mm-hmm.
I own what was my mom and dad's mobile home park in southeast Alabama. So I'm a diverse businessman. I thought I could do something to help our state, and I didn't like what I was seeing. So I put my name in the race, and here we are.
Okay. All right. Good deal. And you mentioned something. So two things. University of Tennessee. I want to say North Carolina because I went to North Carolina. University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. That's the
Correct.
what's the name of that school? What are they? The Choo Choos or something?
The mocks.
The Mox. Okay. I'm tripping. I think
No,
there's
no, you're right, because on their helmet they have a picture of a mockingbird and a railroad outfit in the Chattanooga choo choo train.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I heard like something about choo choos before. Okay, all right. And then you said you used to sell vacuum cleaners, and you said what brand?
Electrolux.
Never heard of
Oh
it.
yeah.
Eh,
Hey,
Look,
I wish I had never either.
look, I think you might be. Well, maybe just I'm just a young buck. I'm a young buck. I don't know. I don't go back that far. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the way people used to buy nice vacuum cleaners, was from door to door people,
That's
and the
right.
whole thing changed with Walmart and Lowe's and that kind of thing.
Right. Okay. So you're a good Southern Bama boy. All right, homebred, small business owner, as you
Yes, sir.
said. Um, what made you get into politics to begin with? Because this not your first go round being in any
No,
kind of race, is it?
this will be my second time on the ballot here in Alabama. And so the first time I was on the ballot, the last time, I was an independent, and I was not able to find space on the ballot as an independent here in Alabama. So
Mm.
you basically, as a candidate, you have to pick one side or the other to jump on. And so I'm on the Democratic side. As you know, and I know you guys uh, follow and lean more right, but they tend to have a good bit more money, and it's hard to for just a working class guy to get in with those kind of guys and be successful.
Got you. So, as far as the politics of Alabama,
Hmm.
what really drove you to say, you know what, the time is now for me to run for any seat, but let alone be the governor of Alabama? Like, why the governor?
Well, I feel like and if you keep up with me, you'll see that a lot of people care about what I say, and I don't say that to be boasting, but I have good common sense, type policies, and I'm sorry, the echo is throwing me off a little bit. That's why I'm.
But
It's
hey, it's I understand it, and if you have an earpiece, like an earbud or something, I think that'll like get rid of
okay.
that echo on your side.
Yeah,
Because I think it's coming through clear on to the people, but I think it's just come back to you.
that's all right. Like I said, if I'm off a little bit, please know that's what's throwing me off just a tad. But
Hey, you're doing great. I mean, I wouldn't know otherwise.
okay. So, but you say what made me run? Well, the
Mhm.
fact what made me run is I'm a citizen of this state, born and raised here. I live in the house that I was born in 57 years ago to this day. So I'm pretty Alabama. And why did I run? I've just seen with my eyes firsthand what goes on across our state and the struggles that people have financially, the struggles people have with healthcare. And by the way, I wanted to mention this. Just in the last week, I had my own healthcare kind of crisis. I got diagnosed with melanoma cancer, which can
Mm.
kill you. And so I had to deal with that in a matter of a few days after being diagnosed with it. They sent me to surgery, and it just made me realize that not everybody's as lucky as me to be in a position to have good health care. And it really made me even think harder about what our citizens are going in. Other things, we've got a big area of the state, like the Black Belt region, that's just
Mhm.
forgotten in the state by all parties, to be quite honest with you. And I want to invest in that part of the state, get infrastructure, roads, things that's needed where we can get industry to those parts of Alabama.
Okay, all right. Now, earlier you were talking about running independent and saying that there's not really a lane for an independent candidate
No,
to actually get any ground and be elected.
you can't
Um,
get on the ballot.
you can't get
Yeah,
on the ballot. So so
yeah,
so if it weren't for that, you would run as an independent. I'm assuming.
yeah. I was an independent and would have run as an independent. So, but it's just not possible.
Got you. So what particularly made you choose the Democratic ticket rather than the Republican ticket?
Well, and I'm going to just shoot you straight here. The Republicans are not very welcome to outsiders coming into their party, like independents and things like that. And so that's probably has a lot to do with it. They Republicans, and you know this, they have their candidates chosen and are very good at putting all their backing behind the person that's chosen. So just kind of like you were seeing in the Republican race, people are forgetting there's another candidate in that race because the Republicans put their support all behind one person, which has made them have success here in Alabama.
Gotcha. Now I would say this: being in the Republican Party, I do see those who are not just people who are always out in front, that typically would get the support. I have seen those individuals run and get support. Um, I think it just comes down to, certain belief systems, and what you're pushing in regards to what needs to be, especially what's the hot items at the time, right?
Yeah,
Um, but anyway, but we'll get more into that because on your platform, right?
yeah,
So I understand you mentioned healthcare. All right,
yes.
healthcare is super important for all Alabamians to have access to it. Uh, right now, there's a huge talk about healthcare premiums increasing, and there's a lot of
Mhm,
blame going around about, well, the Republican Party is affecting it, or the Democrat Party is affecting it. Well, the thing is, specifically when it comes to the Affordable Care Act, right? Obamacare, quote unquote.
mhm.
I see people talking about the premiums increasing, and they're blaming it on the Republican Party. Like but I don't understand why they're blaming the Republicans when it was a Democrat, implemented healthcare system. Like it's literally called Obamacare. So what would Republicans have to do with that? And do you see a correlation of why people are blaming Republicans for that in Alabama?
Yeah, I've seen both parties get blamed a little bit, and I'll tell you this: they're just not working together properly at the top level right now. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. At some point or time, you have to work together on behalf of the people. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I mean, I one of the reasons I'm running, I don't get in, let me just say this: none of us were born with a letter tattooed on our chest, an R or a D. Okay, you're an individual person, and that's what I judge you on, and that's what I want you to judge me on. I think people get caught up too much at looking at letters and not the person. So
Mhm.
I don't think you'll find many things you disagree with me on. Honestly, I don't.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Now, so when it comes to the healthcare situation, right?
Yeah,
Before we get off of that, um, there's a lot of hospitals that are closing in Alabama.
yeah.
We had one in Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson Hospital, that was on the verge of shutting down, and there have been, a lot of collaboration from the state, the county, the city to try to save it. They have named a new CEO, and they have new board members, and so on and so forth. As a potential governor of Alabama, what it what would you be able to do to help hospitals throughout the state that are on the verge of closing? Like, I want people to understand, like, as the governor, what can you do? Because I see a lot of people blaming the governor when it comes to all these closings of these hospitals throughout Alabama.
Well, you're very lucky today because I'm going to introduce something on your show that'll be the first in the state. So
Okay.
I'm going to give you a plan right now. Chad Chig Martin wants to do is have the Alabama Gaming and Healthcare Fund. I want to have controlled gaming and gambling in this state in four different entertainment zones across the state that have golf courses, that have family entertainment, that have a section for families, a section for adult friends that want to get off and have a bachelor party. Okay? I want all this money that we generate to go toward a healthcare program for the state that helps hospitals in Montgomery and in rural communities, that goes into a fund that helps Alabamians struggle just to pay for health care. Okay, here's the thing people have to understand. Alabama is the sixth ranked state in poverty in America. And anybody can look that up anywhere you want to look it up. That's what we are. Well, some of the things that come along with that are people that struggle to pay for things like health care. And this healthcare fund, if it's implemented and passed and done right, it'll be a fund that produces this money, not at the burden of Alabama taxpayers.
Hmm. So all right. So what does that look like? Like, okay. So you have gaming. So when you say gaming, we're talking about like
We're talking
gambling. We're talking
about
about
gambling.
lottery.
We're talking, yeah, no, we're talking, yeah, the lottery is going to be separate for education. The gambling would be for the Alabama Gaming and Healthcare Fund. And all of these proceeds and profits go in that fund to help Alabamians offset these high insurance costs that people in the sixth ranked state in poverty can't afford. The money will get divvied out by what you make. If you make $18,000 a year, you're probably going to get more, but there's going to be guidelines where this money has to go to healthcare, not in your pocket.
Okay. Now, do you think that the government should really be in healthcare as I guess just not just only over it or controlling it, but just be so ingrained into healthcare for Alabamians.
No, I don't think so. But this is where we are right now in the country.
Hmm.
Okay, I would rather the government not have to be involved at all. But let me just tell you this: I care about Alabama and our citizens, and we're talking. Well, the one subject we can talk about in healthcare, uh, that's not political to me, man. That's somebody that is just trying to live, and we should be a society that try to give people the opportunity to live if they can't afford it. Like
Hmm.
somebody in the Alabama black belt that doesn't have any opportunities, that doesn't have a job in the area that provides health care benefit opportunities for them. I mean, I
Gotcha.
just I don't like to see our people suffer, and that's what's happening right now, and it's going to get worse. And I'm just
Yes.
trying to come up with. I am trying to be a candidate that offers ideas and concepts instead of a candidate that just sits here and blows smoke all day long.
Gotcha. Understood. Understood. So, all right. So that's the healthcare. And y'all just heard it live on this show. His idea of a way to implement a new healthcare system or a way of funding healthcare for Alabamians. Y'all just heard it from Chad Chig Martin right here. Uh,
It's a self sufficient program, not asking taxpayers for one dime, fully
gotcha.
supporting itself.
All right. Hey, let's go right on into something else that we kind of brought up for a bit: the lottery. All right.
Yes, here's
So
the thing.
I understand that you are a big time proponent of adding the lottery for the state of Alabama. And what does that look like? I know the big thing is it's all about education. They want the dollars to go to education. If you look around the country, states that have the lottery, and they ain't not doing that much better than other states that don't have the lottery. But what is it about the lottery that is such a draw for people?
Well, and let me just first of all say this. I rarely ever get a lottery ticket myself, even though I support it. I mean, if I hear that the thing's up to $1 billion and I see a lottery store, I'm probably going to stop by and get one if I'm passing by. But
Hmm.
here's the thing, Captain. Um, the I know my echoes are getting me. I'm sorry. So the
No problem.
lottery is in 46 of 50 states right now. When I was growing up, it was always a moral issue. We don't want to have lottery because gambling is not a Christian like thing to do. But it's went
Hmm.
from that to now in 2025 that it's just a way that states do business in the United States. It's just a business model. And so we've got four states around us sucking our money literally at the borders around Alabama. And we're helping build new schools in Georgia and Tennessee and Florida while our schools dilapidate, while our teachers make some of the lowest pay in the country. And the lottery was one vote away in the legislation from going out to the people of Alabama to be able to vote on to make it legal. And I'm not a gambler really, but I can tell you this. I'm 99% certain that a lottery would pass if it went out to the people in Alabama.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, here's the thing about the lottery being in other states. So I do hear what you're saying about it, and I hear other people say it as well. It helps fund the schools. They have better, buildings. They have better facilities and all that good stuff. But when I look at cities in Georgia, for example, this is an example for Georgia. You look at schools in Atlanta. The Atlanta school system is horrible. Um, Atlanta school system is no better than Montgomery public schools here, and it's horrible outside of a handful of schools. Um, I just I it seems to be that the places, the cities, the systems within states that are run by certain individuals or certain groups of people tend to run better under certain leadership. And when you look at other towns and other cities and those systems, they're run by a different group of people. Those tend to be the ones that are run down. It doesn't matter what state you're in, right? Because you look at Florida, same thing. You go to Tallahassee, and I'm willing to bet money on it that the school system there is trash, just based on the individuals that I know that are running the city, right? Now you look at areas in Alabama, for example, Vestavia Hills, Homewood, Mountain Brook, even down in Baldwin County. Those school systems run great, and they're some of the top school systems, not only in the state but in the country. And so to say, I'm saying all that to say this: it seems to be that we often want to look at the lottery as like this savior of education, when the most important thing for education is having the right people in position that are setting the standards, making sure that they're structured, making sure that they're utilizing the monies that they do get, which is a good bit, use those responsibly, right? And don't
Yeah.
take from it. What you see is a lot of corruption, and these school systems fall apart. And then we look at the state and say, "Oh, it's because the state is poor." That's not really the case. Look at Vestavia Hills, look at Auburn, so on and so forth. Um, did you want to say anything about that, or?
Here's the thing I would say, and the cities that you name that their school systems do well. Well, there's a reason for that because school funds come off of property taxes, and those are wealthy areas with high values to their land, and so that's a direct correlation to how much that system gets. Now you move over to another part of Birmingham, like a Inslee or a
Mhm.
Bessemer. Okay, the property taxes, the property values are way down in a lot of those areas, which directly affects those school system because the properties are just not generating that much tax revenue for this. So there's kind of two sides to every story on that, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with what you're saying, but all I'm saying is if this money's trickling out of state,
Mhm.
why not keep it in state? It can only help. That's just my take on it.
Got you. Now, before we leave that subject, we always hear that other states, get our dollars. That dollars that we could spend here for lottery in Alabama, it goes to other states. Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee. And do you know, like, is there a specific number, like how much money leaves the state? Like, is there any knowledge of that, or
It,
because I do hear that thrown around a lot.
it's impossible to track cash sales of a lottery ticket. So that's an impossible number to know. I mean, if you drive over to the Florida line and spend $50 in cash, how does the lottery know if that money came from Georgia, Florida, Alabama? It's impossible to track that.
Hmm.
I mean,
Okay. Hey, I
you,
mean, now, well, I don't buy a lottery ticket. So is it a cash only deal, or can you
no,
not use
it
like
is
your credit
actually cash.
card, debit
I live on
card?
the Florida state line,
Uh
so
huh.
I see a lot of this. But yeah, there are at least half or more that are cash only on lottery sales.
Okay. Because there's always like these special interest groups. They know they track everything. If you can think it, there's a group out here that tracks it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always hear that said about the money goes, and which I guess in it makes common sense that okay, money would go to other states, right? But I'm just wondering, like, what's the amount of money that we're estimating that is leaving that would be here and be used for education? But
Yeah, and I wouldn't know that because I couldn't give you an accurate number because it's mostly cash. Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so let's get to the actual race. All right.
Okay.
Um, on the Democratic ticket, you have yourself, you have Will Boyd, I believe Yolanda Flowers has jumped back in. You had Jamel Brown. Not sure if I'm missing anybody.
That
Now,
that that's it.
that's it. Okay. Now there's another name that is has hinted that he may be jumping in, and that is Doug Jones, who was the former senator in Alabama. All right. Now, looking at the field of those who are running in the ticket that you're on, how does it look as far as the polling? Who's where, and who do you see as being someone that you really need to focus on as far as making sure that's your competition?
Yeah, yeah. And so, first of all, they don't. There's no polling available on the Democratic side of the governor's race. When I ran last time, the first polling didn't come till about February
Mhm.
for Democrats. From national polling institutions. So anyway, yeah. Here's the thing, and this is what I want you and your folks to understand. Um, I'm kind of a guy that I am running because I have a lot of things I do want to do for the state, and I'm going to run to the best of my ability. And I don't really worry, quite honestly. And this can sound bad. I don't worry about winning or losing. That's not why I run to do the very best that I'm capable of doing for the citizens. On election night, they're either going to decide if they want me or don't want me, and I will accept either way what they decide. But I really don't worry about competition because I really don't run in a winning and losing mindset. I run more based on what I. It's very important for me to give my best effort to the citizens of Alabama, and that's what I really work to control.
Yeah. I mean, to me, listening to you and talking to you on the phone the other day, you seem to be a guy who's running based on principle of what you believe in. Like,
Mhm.
not you don't seem to be running on things that, oh well, it's just a hot topic right now. I know people are wanting that or wanting somebody to focus on it. You just like, that's something that I really believe in. The lottery,
Mhm.
the hemp industry, small businesses. Like, you just seem to be running on those type of those attributes or those factors. Um, okay, so now, do you feel do I gotta ask you, do you feel any type of way about Doug Jones possibly jumping into this race?
Well, I mean, the only thing I can say about that is there's a history of Doug Jones and Tommy Tuberville. And I've seen the Netflix series part one of that uh, race. And it ended about 470,000 votes shy, which is a lot. So, I mean, that's what you can look back on. That's what happened. I don't know what will really change in a rematch because at the time, Jones was the sitting senator, and Tuberville was just an Alabamian, retired football coach. And so now you've got Tuberville sitting with the power at senator. He's on the other side of the coin. And I mean, which should give him more money, more exposure. And so I can tell you this one thing Alabama has a problem with, especially in the Democratic Party, is they get set on trying to do the same things over and over and over again that do not work. And I catch a lot of backlash for that, but sometimes the truth hurts.
Mhm. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. I'm on my side with it. It's not necessarily about Republican and Democrat, but it is about that though. Like what I mean by that is, as a person of faith, um, a Christ believer, before that, I was a voted Democrat. I voted for Obama in '08. I supported him in 2012. Um, and my politics were totally different at that time because I had no basis for a faith or anything. I was one of those, live and let live type people. Whatever people want to do, same sex marriage, whatever the case is, let them do what they want to do. Whatever, I'm cool. Whatever. But then as my faith got stronger, and I started, reading my Bible, my good book, and it's just, man, revelations are just popping off the pages, and I'm like, wow, like I need to look at things a little different. I need to look at life and death totally different than when I'm looking at it as that happened, my politics changed along with that, right? So I ended up going from a voting Democrat to voting Republican based on these belief systems that I'm starting to build up over time. And when I look at, being an older man now, not that old, but I guess I'm at unk stage at this point. Um, Being at this age and looking out to the politics, from an outsider looking in, it seems to be that it does matter which side you vote for, and you're kind of alluding to it because you're talking about the Democrats specifically doing the same thing over and over and over again and really not making any progress. It's supposed to be the party of progress, where they're not making a whole lot of progress because they focus on things like LGBTQ. Like, why is it important for people to say that they like to sleep with the same sex? What difference does it make? Why is it that they want to cater and try to influence children to be that? Why? Like, they do things that doesn't make any sense, but they yell it from the rooftop, from the top of the mountain, as if it means something to people. Most Alabamians, especially here in Alabama, most Alabamians can care less about what a person, how they identify and who they want to sleep with, and definitely we don't want them telling our kids to do this type of thing. So saying that to say, do you see what I'm saying about that, or like do you see that a little different?
No, no. Here's the way I feel. When it comes to people's private lives, I believe in individual liberty and freedom for all Americans. When it comes to that, I have I've been a part of getting a lot of attacks myself, and so. But here's what I say: I am trying to govern myself, just speaking for Chad Chig Martin, where I don't divide Alabamians up into subcategories. You're either an Alabamian or you're not an Alabamian. And that's the way I'm going to govern. I'm going to govern equally and fairly for all Alabamians. All your rights and privileges that you're supposed to have as an Alabama citizen will be upheld. And it doesn't matter how you choose your life. If you want to be with a man and another man, or a man and a woman, I don't care. You're going to get the same kind of treatment from me. But I'm not going to address different groups specifically in the state. Okay, you get this. Okay, you get this. I don't govern. I govern one and for all,
Hmm.
equally and fairly.
So not one of those people that does the thing where I'm for everybody and I'm inclusive, even for the LGBT, and then it's funny how they'll say they're inclusive and then they list out the groups that they're inclusive of. So that means that you're excluding groups, right? Because if
Well,
you're listing out groups that you're including, that means there's groups that are not included.
I say it this way: a lot of groups ask for inclusiveness. But when you give them a varying opinion that you don't feel that way,
Hmm.
they don't want to give you acceptance to your views. And that's a two-way street. If you want acceptance, you have to give acceptance and realize that people are different and
Yeah.
respect each other's views.
Right, right, right. And that's what it's about. It's about, you know, being able to have that conversation with other people and if I mean, at the very least, you should be able to listen to somebody else speak and say, you know what, I heard what you said, but I don't necessarily agree with it, right? And that should be okay.
Yeah.
And because there'll be other parts that you agree with. Like it's some things that I agree with you on as well. Um, you know, am I sold on the fact that I'm a big time Chig supporter? Eh, don't know because I would say no on that because there's certain things that that's really high on your list of things to do for Alabama that I don't necessarily agree with, right? But that I'm just one person, So there are 5 million Alabamians. I mean, we just hit the 5 million mark for the first time ever a few years ago. So there are many other people that are voting that are going to listen to what you have to say and say, you know what, I don't really agree with that, but this over here or these two things over here, he's big on these, and I'm with that, right? So, and that'll
Well,
be enough for them to vote for you.
but here's the thing: whether you
Uh-huh.
agree with me or not, hopefully you'll respect me for coming into your show, and talking about these.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely do. Right. And you are the first, I don't know. I mean, you probably know this. You are the first governor candidate to be on the show. I've had state reps on here. I've had people that ran for mayor in Montgomery. Had other people that are in politics, but never a person that's running for governor, right? So you're the first one. All right.
Every
So
voice matters to me, Captain,
hey, I
including
appreciate it.
yours.
I appreciate that, right? I appreciate it. And I know, we had a little bit of a little hiccup this morning with the getting on here, but hey, we got on here, we made it happen. I don't want to hold you up too long.
Nah, okay,
Uh
yeah, you take your time, Captain.
okay, hey. Well, let me look here. So let's talk about I guess it'd be like a last topic, all right? Let's talk about the whole 2A thing, right? 2A is an important topic for Alabamians, right? We are in the South. We love our guns. People go hunting. They like to go to the range, get a little practice in. And we know, especially being here in Montgomery, we need it for protection, okay? Because these guys are out here. Montgomery's out of control. All right, been out of control for a little while. I don't know if you get in when you get in office if you're doing thing to help us out,
Oh
okay, in
yeah,
Montgomery. But we
definitely.
are man, it's horrible. We need National Guard ASAP.
Montgomery, Alabama has been good to this campaign. I don't know if you know that or have seen that, but Montgomery has really been behind our back here in this campaign. When it comes to guns, let me just say this: I grew up from a family that was hunters and fishermen. I mean, I got my first gun, a 410 shotgun. I think when I was about 9 years old, a single shot. I've had guns my whole life. I think we need to have some common sense things. Like, for instance, if there's a concert or a festival, that's probably an okay place to not allow AKs in for the evening at big gatherings, just for safety reasons. Yeah, I mean, but that's the kind of things I could see implementing if these shootings continue, like the
Yeah.
thing in Montgomery.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
man. They are continuing. I can tell you that for a
yeah.
for a
I mean,
fact.
you have to address it, but I'm not going to do it by taking rights away. Maybe just using, like I said, common sense reform. Like, you can't have a gun in this festival. You can't have a gun at this family amusement park. Because
Yeah.
as much as I support the Second Amendment, I don't want a psycho walking around with a gun if I'm with my family in a festival just because he can. I don't want him to snap there on me. Get some liquor in him or whatever he might get in the system.
That's right. So like in Montgomery, they were trying out this ordinance, right? It was an
Okay.
ordinance where you have to have your state ID on you if you have a firearm on your person, right? They tried it and they realized real quick, yeah, that ain't gonna work, okay? Because it's unconstitutional for you to say You gotta have an ID to carry a
Yeah,
weapon. When I mean, anyway, that's a so things like that. It seems to me that sometimes they're kind of drawing at straws, trying to figure out anything, like throwing anything at the wall, seeing what will stick. And like you just said, making laws that take away gun rights, all basically all you're doing is taking away the rights from the law abiding citizens, really.
yeah.
Making laws against, how a gun is stored, or how many bullets you can have and stuff like that. That only affects law abiding citizens. The people
Yeah.
who are criminals, who are out here robbing and kicking in doors and doing home invasions and robbing banks, they don't care about the law about what kind of gun they can carry around, or where they store their gun, because guess what? They probably have it illegally anyway. It's probably a stolen weapon. It's probably got the serial number scratched off, so on and so forth, right? So it's refreshing, I'll say, to hear somebody that's running for governor, and be on the Democratic ticket, not go that far and say we got to make this law, make that law, make this law, because all it does is hurt people like you and me. Um,
Well, yeah, and basically, what I'm proposing is more just public safety at a
mhm.
at thing. Yeah, listen, I am pro Second Amendment. I mean, I have quite honestly a lot of guns. So, I mean, I participate in the Second Amendment. So,
I
I
heard
won't take
that.
your guns and won't ever propose anything to take your guns.
I heard that. Well, last question: would you bring in the National Guard to places like Birmingham and Montgomery if you were governor?
But let me just tell you, if there's a situation where people are dying or getting mauled, our citizens, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to protect public safety in the state of Alabama. I do not want, uh, my goal is not to ever bring any troops into Alabama personally. I think we need to be a state that's built within and be able to handle these things. I will support our law enforcement here in the state of Alabama. I'm a friend of law enforcement now. I try to help them any way I can. And I think, I just think we have to have better planning in our cities and be ready for these things. I think we get caught off guard. And I think if we have the proper training and the proper people leading us, we can be ready as city, as a state, as a county to take care of these things.
For sure, for sure. Hey man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
We'll
man, I enjoyed it, Captain.
Hey, we'll have to do it again. The invitation is open, so if you want to
Oh
come
yeah,
back
yeah,
on,
yeah, Captain.
definitely
We're going to do it a few times before election day, and we'll cover new topics. But do you mind if I say something?
go ahead.
Yeah, okay, yeah. If you want to find out more about me, you can go to www.chadchigmartin.com. If you want to keep up with us, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook at Chad Chig Martin for Governor of Alabama. And I want to thank people like Captain for doing things like this. This is something that I've built my campaign on. Is not walking away from opportunities like this. I try to take every single one of them and try to cover the state up with people's shows like Captain. And everybody should thank Captain for putting this thing together on behalf of the citizens of the state. And I do thank you, Captain.
Hey man, no, I thank you for it. It wouldn't be possible if you didn't say yes and come on the show, right? So
Yes, yes, sir.
hey, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, buddy.
And hey, like you said, and when is the election?
It is on May 19th. And so just to explain how that works, because a lot of people don't know, you have to go in that day and either pull a Democratic ticket or a Republican ticket.
Hmm.
Okay. But when you go back to the general election in November, you can cross vote back and forth from Republican to Democrat. Yeah, well, or whatever you choose.
Hmm.
If Alabama will give me a chance, I promise you, I'll make this state shine. I'm doing this because I want to. I'm not doing it because of any pressure, anything like that. I love Alabama. I love our people. And I just think God has blessed me to let me retire early. and still have good energy. And I just feel like I could do so much for our state in a good way. And listen, none of us are ever going to agree on anything. So that's a given. But
Yep.
I think if you put 10 things out there, we're going to agree on most of them.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey man, appreciate you, man.
All right, buddy.
I'm gonna let you go and
Uh,
we'll talk soon, okay?
all right, buddy. Take care.
All right now.
See ya.
All right. So hey, that was Chad Chig Martin. He's running for governor of the great state of Alabama, on the Democratic ticket. As you said, the election is coming up May 19th. All right, 2026. It is almost upon us, man. We are getting to the end of the year. It's November the 11th. Oh, shout out to all the veterans as well. Y'all see me, man. I got my shirt on. Thank y'all to all the veterans out there. Appreciate y'all for all your sacrifices. Okay. So hey, that's like I said, we at the end of the year almost, man. It'll be 2026 before we know it. All right. And then election time is coming up. All right. We didn't get to the Republican side. We'll get to that another. Next time we talk, we'll talk about some more things that I had to talk about. But that conversation went so fast. And he was very gracious to give me the time that he did give me. So anyway, hey man, that is that on that. Jada said, "Good morning, good morning, Jada. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Jada. Let's see, Eddie. What's up, Eddie? Eddie said he's a bum. Oh my. Hey, Eddie gonna let you know how he feels. Eddie is gonna he gonna let you know what it is. All right. But hey, everybody got their opinion about everything. I'm just here. I'm trying to just be the host right now. So I'm just going to, give the questions and let him speak his mind, which he did. And there's some things I agree on, some things I don't agree on, but I'm here to just let you all to give you all a view of the candidate, right? And hear what he has to say about his platform, what he believes in, what he wants to see for Alabamians. All right. So hopefully I did my job on that. And we'll run this thing back next go round. All right. But hey, I'm finna get ready to go spend some time with the kids and all that good stuff. They've been very patient with me this morning. They've been trying to act all quiet and everything. I told them, hey, I gotta do my show. So I need y'all to, get quiet and get on your devices or whatever the case, get your headphones in. So I don't hear y'all. Okay. Y'all good? Good. Oh, that's so good. They can't even hear me. Ain't that something? So I know they are in there. They are doing their thing. Probably watching my little one's probably watching wrestling right now. All right, because she's a little wrestler. That's the one y'all saw that I posted videos about. She's a wrestler. She probably watching wrestling on her tablet or whatnot. And then the older one, all right, she probably watching what's that show called? Royalty Family. It's a show on YouTube called Royalty Family. They love watching that, man. It's like this family. They do all these different activities and play games as a family and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of cool. But anyway, they probably in there watching that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna get over there to them and thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to share the video, uh, like the video, and follow my page, L Milliner. All right, I'm bringing y'all my straightforward, honest commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. Oh, there she go. What's up? What's up? You want to say hey to people? Say hey to people. Say hey.
Oh, hey.
Uh,
I'm the one who's probably watching
yeah, you the wrestler. Yeah, you the wrestler, right?
this.
So, tell the people, how was the wrestling? How was the wrestling down in Daphne? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, get close to the mic.
At Daphne, I won first place against two people. I was 54 pounds and I had to wrestle 57 through 62.
Okay, all right. Talking that big talk. All right, but we give God the glory, right? God gets all the
Yeah.
glory. That's right. Hey, let them know. Let them know. You give glory to who?
God.
That's right. Absolutely. But anyway, hey y'all, we gonna we'll see y'all next go round. Thank y'all for tuning in. I am Gone.